Hi, I'm Vishnu Lakshmi and this is my final year MCA project and my project is to identifying the breast cancer using deep neural network. So, the main objective of my project is to detect the breast cancer in the early stage. Introduction. Before moving on to the breast cancer, let me quickly explain what is the cancer and what are the types of cancer. So, we all know that the cancer is a disease in which the abnormal cells divide uncontrollably and destroys the body tissue. Also, it is not a one disease, it is a group of more than 100 different and distinctive diseases. There are more than 100 types of cancers including breast cancer, skin cancer, lung cancer, so and so. Usually, our body generates the new cells and the old cells will be died. So here, the old cells won't die. Instead, the abnormal cells will grow uncontrollably and those extra cells are called tumor. So now I'll tell you the difference between the cancer and the tumor. So in cancer, the cells almost anywhere in the body begin to divide. Whereas in tumor, the uncontrolled growth occur in the solid tissue such as organ, muscle or bone. Tumor may spread to the surrounding tissues through the blood and the lung system. The result is that they build in the body using oxygen and nutrients and will destroy the other cells in the body. That may also affect our body from functioning regularly. Breast cancer. According to the Cancer Institute, it has been found that the breast cancer is the most frequently occurring type. Here, the cancer that forms in the cells of the breast. It has been classified into two types. One is the macro classification and another is the micro classification. In macro classification, on a mammogram, they look large and they are not related to cancer. In a micro classification, in a cluster, they may appear as a small cells and that may be the sign of the breast cancer. Abstract. One of the most common type of cancer is the breast cancer. As they are not having any proper methodologies, it is quite harder to prevent. One of the best method is that the early detection and that is the mammography. Though it also has some difficulty, we developed the CAD system. CAD is nothing but the computer aided diagnosis system. What it will do is it will interpret the mammographic images to check the presence of the cancer. It will put the mammogram in digital form to find the abnormal areas. So it is based on the features of deep neural network. Features like deep feature, texture feature, morphological features, etc. Mammograms are mainly used for the early detection, whether they are benign or malignant. So this is the difference between the benign tumor and the malignant tumor. In benign, the cells will look like normal and they won't spread to the other parts, which is shown in the first image. Whereas in malignant, the cells can eventually spread to the other parts of the body, which is shown in the second image. Existing system. Breast cancer is the one which may produce both the positive and the negative results. So here SVM has been used. SVM is a support vector machine. It can be used for both the classification and the regression problem. Though SVM has the better classification, it is not suitable for the larger data set and we need to set several key parameters for the accurate results. Problem definition. The major problem is that it may lead to a false positive result such as benign look malignant and vice versa. Also, accuracy is low and early detection becomes difficult. Propose system. For better classification and performance, we have proposed the DNN. Basically, DNN is an artificial neural network with multiple layers between the input and the output layers. So DNN finds the correct mathematical manipulations to turn the input into the output. By using the DNN, the datasets are trained from end to end. DNN is organized in three layers which consist of input layer, hidden layer and the output layer. For the activation function, the layers are interconnected to nodes. We are giving the input via the input layer and the processing is done via the hidden layer and then the output has been displayed via output. By these functions, DNN will display whether it is a benign or malignant. And here is a clear picture of DNN. Merits. It has the ability to generate new features from the given datasets. To solve the current problem, they can able to create the new task. Also, without human interventions, they can create the feature so that the people who are working on a big data can save much more time on this technology. This is the architecture diagram. So here we are giving the input image that is pre-processed by the shock filter in order to remove the noise. Then the feature extraction is done that specifies the structure in the image such as point edges. After that, segmentation is done by the watershed algorithm to identify the foreground and the background objects. And the classification is done using the DNN for the accurate results. Then those datasets are trained and tested, and finally the result will be displayed. These are the modules. I have used 3 modules. One is the pre-processing, second is the segmentation, and third is the classification. Pre-processing. Images may have different types of noise, such as salt and pepper noise, Gaussian noise, etc. In order to remove those noise, we are using the shock filter. Its goal is to reduce the noise and preserve the edges. Next is the segmentation. So it is done by the watershed algorithm. It works better if we want to mark or identify the foreground and the background objects. The result is that has a set of segments that covers the entire image. There are 2 kinds of segmentation. One is the edge-based and another is the region-based. So, edge-based, it represents a large group of methods based on the information about the edges in the image. Whereas in the region-based, it is a technique for determining the region directly. Also, it can be classified as a pixel-based segmentation. And the last is the classification. For classification, DNN has been used for train and test the images. It consists of 3 layers as I have told earlier, that is the input layer, hidden layer and the output layer. Finally, the result will be compared with the dataset and display whether it is a benign or malignant. So, before moving on to the conclusion part, let me show you the demo video so that you can get a clear idea about what I have explained in the theoretical part. Actually, I have taken the image processing as a domain and I have chosen the MATLAB for the accurate results. So this is the home page. Now I'm gonna run my project. So run. Here I'm going to change my folder so that it will take it to the location where I have saved those codes and images. So change folder. Now I'm gonna click the images. Here we have lots of images. Now I'm gonna click any one of the images. And now I'm going to click the image number 5 and open. So that at the background it will run and displays the output. So actually this is the total area where the cancer is affected. It has been displayed that it is a benign. It has been displayed that it is benign. So this is the toolbox where the 3 layers consist of, that is the input layer, hidden layer and the output layer. So this is the grayscale image, that is a range of monochromatic shades from black to white. It contains only the shades of grays. And then the next image, this image contains the shock filter in order to remove those noise. And it is between the 2 zones. One belongs to the maximum and the other belongs to the minimum. And this is the watershed for segmentation. This is the mask image. It is a binary image containing the zeros and the non-zero values. And this is the morphological operation. In an image, each pixel is adjusted based on the other pixel. So, and finally, it is used to identify whether it is benign or malignant. Finally, we have come to an end, that is the conclusion part. From the mammograms, we detect the suspicious lesions and watershed is used for segmenting the images. To remove those lesions, we have used the shock filter. So, these techniques and methods can help the radiologist for detecting the cancer in the earlier stage. Finally, DNN has classified whether it is benign or malignant. So, in future, what you can do is, you can add some more pictures. Also, can execute this method by adding CT, PET and MRI pictures. Whereas the CT is a computerized tomography in which the X-ray image taken from different angles. Whereas the MRI is a magnetic resonance imaging. It uses a large magnet and radio waves to look the structure inside the body. PET is a positron emission tomography. It reveals how tissues and organs are functioning. Also, output can be shown in 3D images. Thanks for watching.